start of part two. So, yeah, I was talking about that I arrived at the house I was living at with my cousin and the other girl, that she was doing tarot, and that the it was feeling heavy. So I sit in front of her at the table, well, like beside the table, and she starts telling us what she was seeing in her cards, and we told her how it was heavy there, and all of a sudden a black shadow came between us, but it was so thick, so opaque, that for like by the time that it passed in front, I wasn't seeing her. It was dark. And she saw the same thing. We looked at each other and we were like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "Yeah." So we freaked a bit because it was the first time that we saw a black shadow, and it wasn't just transparent. It was pretty opaque. So that was quite something. So my cousin started to call my grandparents that we had just left at the other place, and she's a Baptist, so she works with um, the angels and Jesus and everything. So she called to them to help us to get the black shadow out. And while she was doing that, a picture fell from the um, how do you call that? Anyway, there was a picture on something, and it fell on the floor. And then as we got to the door, because she wanted to make it leave the house through the door, we were like me and then the girl and then my cousin, and we were um, a couple good inches from the wall, um, and all of a sudden we feel like a blast of air, but as the air came in front of the girl, she blasted right in the wall. She was literally pushed on the wall by something we couldn't really see, and that it left and it felt lighter. So that was another crazy thing that happened. Another experience I had is, I don't know for sure if it was a ghost or someone still living, because like I said, I happened to see ghosts in flesh and bones more than anything else. So I'm not always sure, but what I saw was freaky. Um, I was walking on the street and I crossed a girl, and like I arrive almost level with her, I look in her eyes and her eyes were black, like black, 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 and the hair behind my neck went up. I was like, oh, that, not a disgust shiver, but a really uncomfortable shiver that you get. Um, I got that, and I I arrived at my mom's house. I went there to visit, and I was like, "You're never gonna believe that." And I told her the girl had those black eyes, and I said, "I don't know if it's a ghost or someone who is suicidal or someone who is really sick and about to die." I didn't know. And the thing that I forgot to say is that when I turned my head around, I didn't see her anymore, but it was by a place that the person could have turned. I didn't walk back to verify, so I don't know if the person just disappeared or if it turned the corner. So yeah, that was something weird. Um, After that, well, I often have um, s- visits from spirits, no matter where I live. It seems to follow me in some way since I'm young, and I sometimes they'll wake me up. I'll hear my name, and I'm going to wake up. One time I was sleeping in the apartment I was living in before this one, and I felt like hair go down my arm, and I heard a whisper in my ear, and then after I felt like the person came back up. I felt the hair leave, and I didn't want to open my eyes. It's not that I'm scared, but I was being awakened for 2 days in a row by noises and screams, and then that to feel that I was every time I was asking like, is there someone? But that time I was like, I'll just keep my eyes closed for a little bit and then I'll open it. Another time um, I heard that I was living with my cousin again, and we we had a not a broom but an electric the man anyway, so it was placed on the wall in a way that it couldn't fall. It could have slid but not fall. Like it could have done that but not that, like that. And it fell like that, and I heard like a door creaking and the knob moving, and I thought it was my cousin that was awake, and I was like half asleep at the time, so it woke me up. I even went to see my cousin was snoring, so I knew it wasn't her, and she said she had some experience also in the last days. I think it was pretty much around a death anniversary of my grandmother. So we thought it's possible that it was my grandmother coming to visit to make sure we were fine. Um, so yeah, I experience things, not all the time. Where I live now, I don't really have many things happening. Sometimes I have like a feeling that I have a ghost cat because my cat is going to be in the kitchen or in the living room or in the bathroom, and I'll be in the bed and I'll feel like a cat jumping on the bed and walking at my foot and lay there, but there's nothing there. My cat is not in the room. Or sometimes when I'm at the computer, I'll see uh, something pass behind that I see in the window that I'm pretty much facing. Sometimes I ask myself if I'm having hallucinations, but my cousin was on Skype with me on camera, and she told me that sometimes she sees something pass in the apartment. And I had other people come at the house and they say that they don't feel anything bad. So it's just that they keep following me everywhere, I mean. So yeah, that's my stories. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being there for the second season. We'll be back next season. Watch next week also. Take care, everybody. Please be. Bye.